going guys? Another video. I'm currently on with now making the car quiet again. So that's only when the valve's fully open. I'm going to be refitting the cat and I've got an additional straight through silencer, just a little one. So where the decap pipe is, they're going back on. And I've also got a lovely Jap speed aluminium radiator, which I'll show you later on. So, plan for tonight is get the car jacked up, get the old exhaust off, do the exhaust first, and then these jobs are going to be the radiator. I've also got some wetter water, wetter, which is meant to run up to 20 degrees cooler. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, let's crack on. Right then, so the decap pipe is off. Okay, as you can see, that's what I made in a previous video. So that is off. So the challenge is going to be, well, not a challenge as such, just I've got to fit the cat and my new silencer in that space. I've got to be wary of the gearbox and the bottom tray will foul on these. So I'm going to have to make sure I place them in the right location, and also probably going to have to trim the under brace because half of it is only heat shield, so it's not actually adding any strength, so I'll cut half that off. So away we go. Right, I've been doing some cutting with a grinder. I've shortened one side of the silencer and I've shortened the cat. Okay, it's actually, well, anyway, there's the cat. You can almost see through it, so it's actually, don't think it'll be too bad, too restrictive. So, been under the car. This is the brace underneath. I now know that I need to cut a straight edge down there and cut an edge there, get this out of the way because that's going to foul with the silencer. So I need to do that, and then maybe one day give that paint. So that's one job to do. I've put this, gone back under the car, I've marked it up, so I'm going to use that as my centre line. So I need to follow that line for the orientation of the flange. And I've got from there to there, there's loads of room around the diameter of this pipe, from there to there. So I've got to try and condense the silencer and the cat into that space. I need to measure up, see if I can even do that. Around here, there's the gearbox is here, so that'll touch, it's very close to the exhaust as it is. And up here, part of the brace that you just saw, that almost touches it here, so I can't do it with that. So we've got to do some measuring. And you can already tell it's not going to fit, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, I'll figure that out in a minute. So I'll do some more measuring off camera and give you an update. Right, so because it's 11:15 at night and I've got neighbours, I'm going to stop working on the exhaust because I need to do a lot of grinding. I figured out what I'm going to do, but I need to do a lot more grinding and then welding, so I'll do that over the weekend during the day. So I'm going to crack on now with the swapping over the radiator because it's nice, quiet, easy job. So take the under tray off, pull the radiator out, we'll drain it, pull the radiator out, test fit the new radiator, make sure it's the right one, make sure everything lines up. I want to put in some extra, what's the word, there's some holes where the airflow can actually get around the radiator. So I'm going to try, I've got some sheet steel, put in some plates to try and direct the airflow, so I'll show you that later on. Now there's a million videos on YouTube how to take out radiators, so I'm just going to do like a time-lapse video of the radiator coming out. So where we go, one thing I might struggle with is this sort of DIY air filter relocation thing that I've done. So the actual air filter's underneath the, behind the fog light. Well, there's no fog light now. That is going to probably rub on the fan because the fan will move back with the thicker radiator. So I might have to sort of hack up the radiator fan housing to make that fit, but we'll suss that out. So let's crack on. Right guys, so the radiator is out. So this is why I'm replacing it. You can just see the state of it down here. Yeah, that is not good for the radiator. That will probably not really doing its job. That's how it should look. Up at the top there, and then it's just rotten. So I don't know how old that is, but it's pretty damn old. Also, you can see from the side that it's actually only using my plastic verniers. It's only like 15mm thick, just over 15mm thick. So when you look at it from the top, you think, oh yeah, it's a decent sized radiator, but it's not. It's a lie. So that's the old one. The fan's on the back. That's the original fan. Because the car doesn't have air conditioning, there's no fan there. That's a cheap one I got off eBay. Works alright. It's not very powerful, but seems to work. I'm going to have to try and reuse these clips somehow. So that's the old radiator, and then if I do a mini unboxing. Sweep the floor later. My knife. There we go. Nice new radiator there. Big chunky aluminium one, so you can see straight away we've gone from 15mm up to 52 approximately. 52mm. This was off eBay, paid 120 quid for it, and it came in a Jap Speed box. So either it's a fake Jap Speed or it's legit Jap Speed. But they're normally about 170 quid-ish, don't know. So, it seems, looks very nice. Looks like a quality piece of kit. I've already measured these. That's 32mm. Yep, so that's the right size. Yep, 32mm, so right size hose fittings. Put them back on just to keep it nice and clean. I'll fit the fan, hopefully the fan fits, it seems like it will. And then the eBay fan that's going to go here, I'm going to have to I'll probably tie it on, but just be careful not to damage the fins, do as little damage as possible. And then also I've mentioned earlier about the thickness. So this is 60mm thick at the top, whereas this one is 54mm thick. So I've got another 6mm, which actually isn't that bad. Maybe I'll get away with that. But no, very happy. Hopefully this will keep it nice and cool when I'm driving it like an idiot on the track. Because that one did not. The other radiator, it got hot very quick. Very, very quick. Right, enough talking. Let's crack on. Right, a bit boring, but it's done. I've not gone crazy tight on the tie wraps because I don't not want to damage the fins any more than I have to. And you could probably say that I could make a shroud and have it mounted on a shroud and out of business, but I'm not going to do that. And I also think you can buy like special plates for these, and it's sheet metal with 2 fans on it, and it blocks it all off. And I was thinking, well, if you're doing 100 mph down the so you're flying down the motorway 100 miles an hour, the fans aren't even on, and you've blocked off the radiator with a plate behind it. You're actually interfering. You're reducing the airflow through the radiator. So, do you want the back of the radiator blocking off with these fans and these metal plates? I don't know. I don't think you do, but I'm not an expert. So, leave it open. Right, let's test fit the radiator and the fans back in the car. Right, attempt number 2. Way out, the fan on. Perfect. So for some reason the plastic on the fan rubs on the power steering cooler pipes. So I'm just going to cut away the plastic on the fan. That'll be an easy fix. Right. Okay, so this is inside the grille, the front bumper on my MX5. So you can see there that there's a big massive gap here, and also there's gaps on the side. Yep, and then also the top half of the radiator, if you can see in there, probably not the best view, but anyway, the top half of the radiator is practically open up to nothing. So my idea is, if I can try and show you with my hand, is to have a kind of deflector plate floating that deflects the air up into this chasm up there, and then the idea in my head is that it will sort of distribute the air onto all of the radiator. Might be a waste of time, but I'm going to give it a go, a bit of fun. And then also the shroud that's underneath down there that covers the bottom of the radiator and the front of the engine under there. I'm thinking of leaving that off, which goes against everyone on the internet. And my thinking is that I want to get the air through the radiator, and then after the radiator it just needs to escape as quick as possible. and it can't go up because I've got a normal bonnet, but it could go down underneath the car and out the back of the car. And that plastic shroud actually stops the air escaping. It keeps the air kind of in the engine bay, is my thinking, but I'm guessing on that. So with the plates in front of the radiator, take away the plastic shroud after the radiator, I'm hoping that'll be an improvement. And I'm going to give it a go and see if it works. I'll keep the plastic shroud and I can refit it if it's a total disaster. So, away we go. The radiator's back in. There you go. So the radiator's there. Air can't really get around it as much as it could before. I've got a rubber seal on the end of the metal plate so that it doesn't rub or damage the radiator. And it's actually touching the radiator, so there's no air gap. And then this top channel pushes air up to the top half of the radiator. So, job done. I've just done another test fit of the radiator. I'd had cut the plastic corner off of that fan, as you can see there, so that it clears the power steering pipes, which are hidden down in there, in the bottom right corner. So I've got the fan to fit, but then the air filter pipe, this pipe here, the relocation pipe, that fouled on the fan big time. I was going to have to proper butcher the fan to make it fit. So I think what's happened is, obviously the radiator's wider than standard, but these tabs are a little bit too long. So the fan sits quite a way back from the actual radiator. So the combination of all those different factors has meant that the fan's moved like 2 inches back. So it was never going to work. So I've actually removed the fan, and I'm going to go without a main fan. I've got this fan here that's on a manual switch. So I'll probably just have that on all the time. And then I've got, coming off the fan power cable, which is that one there, that red wire goes to a light on the dashboard. So when the ECU turns the fan on, the light on the dashboard turns on. And then that way I know that the engine's getting as hot as it should get, really, according to the ECU. So I'll have that light hooked up. I'll show you that right quick, because I've not shown you that before. Quick run around the garage. So that light there, which is really, really bright, and it's probably going to dazzle me, that will come on when the fan comes on. Or in this case, when the fan should come on. So if it does, I'm in trouble because obviously there's no additional fan. I'm pretty confident that with the size of the radiator and the additional ducting to get the airflow through the radiator, I'm going to be fine. Especially with the old shitty radiator, you could be cruising at 70 miles an hour, and the water coming out of the radiator was like 40 degrees C, which is way colder than the fan could ever get it. So as long as there's airflow through the radiator, I'm happy. Right, so it's Monday today. Doing the grinding today because it's during the day, not at night. I can make some more noise. So I cut up all the pieces for the ducting for the radiator. They're all cut. I need to drill them, test fit them bottom together. I cut the downpipe ready for the cap. So weld it onto there. I need to put this back under the car, get it in the right position, and then tack it on underneath the car. Then I can work on this side that needs cutting down, and the sound splitting onto that. So back onto the exhaust for now. So the exhaust is now done. Shot on the cat, we'll took bits off either end. Cat's in, silencer's in, and we should still clear everything. Done a test fit, so it's all okay. So that goes back on the car, not going to bother showing you that. Righty then, all done. Car all back together, radiator's in. Filled it up. Need to bleed out the air a little bit, but I'll do that when it's on the floor. Chuck the oil. All good to go down here. I'm going to leave off the under tray. The exhaust does not leak. So thanks for watching. Check out the next video for the Teesside track day. There we go.